Hi viewers, um, welcome to another episode with the Decipher. Uh, Sorry, I tried to come up, but the software didn't like me, so I had to do it all over again. First of all, before I start, I'd like to say thank you to all the subscribers. Mucho gracias, gracias, muchos, muchos, muchos. Thank you, mucho gracias, mucho, mucho. Thank you. Let's keep it going. We're doing well. Um, Now if you see the thumbnail, yeah. Now, number one, I don't affiliate with any religious environment. Okay, I said I should just switch it up a little bit. So let me put the hat down. Let me wear the cap now. So I'm gonna discourse from a perspective of, and this we all know why Africa is not developing. We get it. We know why. Okay, we know why it's not working. I get it, but I want to give a little much more context from not only just from the way people are feeling, which is quite important though, not just only how people are feeling about why Africa is not developing or getting better, but just found some other things that I saw that I think I could share a little light to it. You know, like I like to do it. I like to do it in a not kind of storytelling way. I'll tell you sequence by sequence of situation that will get there. But the bottom line is that Dangote is the richest man in Africa. I know it's not Elon Musk. I mean, I know it's not $100 billion like the Mark Zuckerbergs. I get it. That is not the point. But he's the richest man we have in Africa. And the man is finally decided now that he wants to start investing into the continent. So before we get to his video, before I share you exactly what has transpired this man to get his conclusion, but we need to break it down to the reason why a lot of things is taking this long to get there. Because I know a lot of people always ask this question: that how come Africa never changed? You have all the resources, you have this, you have that, but it's not changing. But you and I both know that it's very difficult for some people because not only that they lack empathy, but they can't even comprehend the concept of comprehension to really truly know exactly the impact that not only that colonization has really affected the whole continent, but they still have their hands in all the cookie jars. This is why the place hasn't developed the way it needs to develop. Okay, so we'll get there. What I'm trying to say is that I'm going to show you some videos of some of the things that I put together that will share a little light to you. Now, there is this guy, this man that you can see his name on social media, you can see his face. This guy is gonna give you his perspective why he thinks we are not developing. I'll tell you a story. All right, listen to this man. Let him give you his perspective why we are not developing. Listen.
The question here was explained almost over 60 years ago by the first Minister of Government of Singapore. And I'm going to play the video and you're going to listen and I'm going to delve into that because this is the message which I have been talking about, which led me to my conclusions, which now is being worked on into a publication called The Tribal Nation, the Only Solution to the African Problem.
Number one, the man said that the tribal nation. See, the thing about, I've said this many, 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 many times, and I'll keep saying it again. As long as we have this mentality that because we all speak different dialects, we all have different customs, and it's the reason why things is not going to work. That is actually very stupid from my point of view. If you're an African, if you're watching me from any other part of Africa, it doesn't matter where you live. Hong Kong, Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, America, Canada, it shouldn't matter. I want you to put something at the back of your head. You and I, we cook rice different way. You have your own version of how you cook your rice. I have my own version of how I cook my rice. And the bottom line is that we need to eat. Okay? So you bring your own version of your rice cooking. I bring my version of rice cooking. Now we have variation of the same set of rice, but we cook it differently. So it shouldn't matter that you're part of one Africa, that because you and I, we don't speak the same dialect means that we shouldn't work together. If that's the case, China shouldn't be working together. Europe shouldn't working together. And I think it's so subconsciously in our mind is so installed that it's gonna require some serious level of mental demolition to destroy that mentality out of Africans. We will deliberately find 5,000 reasons why we are not going to work together, literally, and we will justify it. We will find 5,000 reasons why something is not going to work. That is how our mind works. This is why we don't do nothing together. This is why we don't see eye on eye on anything, because we focus so much on our tribes rather than to understand that is what actually gives us better way to succeed. Let him continue.
Listen to the first Prime Minister or Minister of Government of Singapore, what he said after he visited a few countries in Africa.
Why have all these countries gone down? They have taken power over from the British, the Dutch, the French, the Belgians, and look at the Congo. Look at Nigeria. 45 million people. They don't enjoy our standard of living. Vast natural resources. About 20 persons per square mile. Why? I've asked myself this often. Why? Because I must know the reason. Otherwise, I cannot fulfill my simple elementary function as a minister of the Singapore government. And I tell you, there are many reasons. First, the will to be a nation. If a group of human beings do not want to together constitute a nation, nothing can make them other than superior force.
People.
And that's the thing. If you listen to what the man says, it's like this is the number one problem. If you can correlate this with anything, the number one problem we African have, or Africa has as a continent, is that we focus so much on our differences and our culture and our tradition. You got to understand, this is hundreds, even 2,000 years of trauma on how we shouldn't liberate ourselves. 2,000 years of suppression is subconsciously at the back of your mind. I'm telling you that you have the freedom for you to decide how you want to live your life. But for the back of your mind, you will always reaffirm the reason why it's not going to work. Africans will find a reason why something is not going to work more than the reason why they should try it and see why it doesn't work. Like, it's so ingrained in our subconscious. Even though people like me, the people who came before me, they've said the same thing over and over and over again, nothing has changed. Africans will find handful of reasons why something is not going to succeed. First, we can't wait to come up with the nagging, stupid excuses why we can't fucking put our differences aside and actually understand. Because you speak a different language, you're going to see things from a different perspective. Maybe that your angle is actually the best solution. But because of you don't speak my language, it means that we're not going to work together. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It's because for over 2,000 years, we have constantly, not only that, we are the one that are re-traumatizing ourselves. We, every day, Africans in general, when we're talking about Pan-Africanism, when you go to all this panel, they having kind of discourse, you will never see Africans talk from, okay, we established this, now let's implement this and see how this is going to work. It's not happening. Because subconsciously, a lot of people, they've given up because they don't think it's going to work. They think it's not going to work. You understand? Because they think it's not going to work. That is how their mind works. They will reaffirm the pain, the frustration about this or that. They're not going to let it work. That is how a lot of people process their mind. And that is why Africa is still the way it is today. Because we focus on the reason why something is not going to work. We believe in so much that until Jesus and Muhammad come out of the sky, if Jesus and Muhammad does not reaffirm that it's not going to work, Africans are not going to believe in it. Let's forget about the government for now. Let's just talk from the perspective of just an average African. An average African is going to have it at the back of his mind that it's not going to work. That is why we're still getting every day. Because it requires you for you to critically think out of your own problem. Not, and the thing again, you cannot, how you feel, the pain, the trauma. Yes, we're not saying you should forget it as Africans. I'm not telling you to forget it as an African person. I'm telling you that I want you to understand that it's okay for you to feel how you feel, but what are you doing? Why are you allowing that part of you to decide what you're going to be today? Why? Why are we allowing the pain of the past to dictate how we process our lives today? Why? Because most of the time, we believe so much that something is not going to work more than why it should work. We will re-emphasize it more on the negativity stereotypes that come with there's something that we are yet to try. Please, let's move on.
Japan has no oil, no gold, no copper, no cobalt. Yet it became the world's second largest economy for decades. Meanwhile, the Democratic Republic of the Congo has cobalt, copper, diamonds, gold, uranium, everything. And it remains one of the poorest countries on earth. Ghana has gold, Zambia has copper, Nigeria has oil. All are still exporting raw materials, non-industrialized. West Germany was bombed to rubble in 1945.
Fact.
Japan's cities were flattened. Within 30 years, both were economic powerhouses. Why and how? Greetings. Welcome back to those who've been here before. And if you're new here, I welcome you too. South Korea in 1960 was poorer than Ghana.
Fact.
Taiwan was poorer than Kenya.
Fact.
Singapore had no natural resources.
Fact.
But within 30 years, they were wealthy.
Fact.
And Africa, still exporting raw materials.
Fact.
And the story you've been told, that it's poor governance, that it's corruption, it's bad leaders, yes, those exist.
Fact.
But they don't explain the pattern. It's too consistent. It's too deliberate. South Korea, during its miracle years, was called, and I'm quoting, the Republic of Total Corruption. Taiwan had cronyism built into its industrial model. And both developed anyway. So corruption alone isn't the answer. The system is. And once you look at what was done to African economies and what was permitted in Asian ones, a very different picture emerges. My people, I study this. I see it every day in northern Ghana, where people harvest shea by hand, and the profit ends up in European cosmetic companies. So the question isn't what went wrong in Africa. It's who decided what was allowed to go right and where. And if you've been following this channel, you know we've been unpacking the narratives used to explain Africa's underdevelopment and who they serve. If this resonates, share this. All right, let's get into it. So let's start by looking at some countries that got to develop and why. Germany, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore. All rose from poverty or destruction to wealth in one generation. What do they have in common? Well, first, they had nothing worth extracting. Germany had coal and some iron ore, but no oil, no precious minerals, nothing the West needed badly enough to keep Germany poor. After the war, that is. Japan had almost nothing. It imported everything: oil, coal, iron, copper. South Korea in 1960 was one of the poorest countries on earth. Poorer than Ghana, poorer than Zambia.
And that's the thing, though. Number one, I'm going to continue this because she's schooling me at the moment, and I like to be schooled the right way. Pause. But the thing is that you can have all these so-called resources all you want. And if the mindset, and that is where it starts with. So if you're any African watching me right now, ask yourself, ask your skull, that's your brain, ask yourself, does your mindset, it's about developing what you have rather than waiting for fucking IMF to come and give you money for you to improve yourself? What are you doing today as an African that will become a value to the rest of the world? What? Let's put this system, colonization, let's put all these things aside for a second. You as an African, what skills are you acquiring right now that will be beneficiary for the rest of the world? What? It's not like, so a lot of people are doing it, but is it the general census mentality that we have? Because that is what improved your society. Before I let her even tell you, I can tell that's what she's going to say. The mentality has to change first, because when the mentality shifts, the individual benefit that comes with us is going to be stripped away from it. Because then now you guys are collectively taking actions because you're not looking at your own wallet. You're not thinking about how many lobsters you're going to eat, how many women you're going to sleep with. You'll be thinking from the perspective of you want to build. This is not waiting for some stupid handout from another organization or another company. You are doing this because you believe in yourself. Then you grow from within. These are the things that we don't get anymore. Africans in general, we will rather wait for Jesus Christ and Muhammad because we're waiting for them to tell us it's time for you to start go and learning how to use AI. Go and learn how to code. Go and learn how to do farming. But in Africa, we want quick money because they're telling us that we should go and bow our head down to some fucking spirit. That spirit is gonna miraculously put the money in your bank account. These are the things that enable people to go and chop off people's head because they just want to make quick money. We want instant noodles, miracles. We don't want to go through the process. We want instant gratification. We don't want to go through the process. All of these places in one generation, they had to work their ass off because they had no resources, none. We sitting on it like a fat cow. We got nothing to show for it because before we start blaming the white man for colonization, we have even colonized our own mind. This is why I said Africans, it's only Africans. I swear on everything I have. I've checked on every platform you can find. Africans will give you 5,000 reasons why something is not going to work. Literally. Africans will give you more reason why something is not going to work. They will come, they will swear on some fucking stupid village ancestors that they don't even know how to pronounce the name. They will believe that. It's come to the point, I think one of the things that colonization has really done wrong to Africa is that it makes us extremely dependent on some imaginary angel to just fall out of the sky. We believe more in angel than we believe in ourselves. I mean, seriously. All these countries combined, they became an asset to the rest of the world. You, as an African, if you get to watch this, what skills do you have that Germany will need your assistance for? What do you know about Germany? What do you know about France? What do you know about UK? You want to be rich, you want money, right? Tell me, what skills do you have that is of demand from the rest of the world? What skills? But we can sit and blame colonization, Western. We are daily reaffirming something that you and I were never slaves before. Because the mental shackle is still there because we don't want to get out of it. This is why I'm telling you, if you know any African, tell them, put a piece of paper in front of all of them. Tell them that for them to see this as a business, let's start it. Then you're going to start seeing it's going to be flying out of every one of them's mouth. Bro, you know, you're Somali. No, you're Kenya. This is not going to work. We don't speak the same language. That is what Africans will do. We will find more reason why we can't succeed together. Because the one thing that we focus on is how to highlight our differences. Motherfucker, you. What do you think differences brings? You think it only brings negativity? I'm just saying, those differences only brings negativity. So differences cannot bring anything positive. Is that what we're talking about? So before you start blaming Jesus, before you start blaming white man, what about you look inside yourself? Like, what value system do you bring to the table? Why should they want to do business with you? You don't give a shit about them. They have all the money. They have all the better infrastructure. But you're claiming it's our land. They're taking all our resources. Yeah, but what value? Why should they want to do business with you? Why? But you can insult them. You can call them. Yeah, they did it because they had the resources to do it. Because back in those Stone Age days, as the justification, unfortunately, it's still going on today because a lot of you and I, Africans, we're enabling it from going on because we don't want to go with time. I want my country back. I want my Africa back. Yeah, they take all our resources, all these white people. Yeah, they did take all the resources by giving you a fucking piece of paper to sign, and you a dumb nut, you just take it. They tell you to sign some stupid deal on a piece of paper. You took it and you sign it. You don't even understand. You write a deal, not even in your own language. You write it in their language. And you can't think for yourself. Because your value system is attached to only once a white man says yes. Your value system attached to only when a white man says yes. That, like, legit, it's so fucking stupid. Africans, we will wait for the approval of a white man because until a white man approves it, we don't do it. So, which means we don't even believe in ourselves. We don't. We don't believe in ourselves one bit.
Taiwan was similar, nothing to extract. Singapore also had no natural resources at all. Second, they were geopolitically critical. Germany and Japan were Cold War frontline states. The West needed them strong to contain the Soviet Union. South Korea and Taiwan were anti-communist bulwarks. Singapore controlled the Strait of Malacca, one of the most strategic shipping lanes in the world. And Lee Kuan Yew, the first prime minister, was fiercely anti-communist. The West could not have asked for a better ally. So the West didn't just allow development, it actually funded it. West Germany received $137 billion in today's money in grants, not loans, grants. From 1953 to 1961, South Korea alone received more US aid than the World Bank gave the entire developing world, including India, Mexico, Brazil, and the rest combined. Japan's recovery was turbocharged by US military procurement contracts during the Korean War. That's what funding looks like when you're geopolitically relevant. And third, they were allowed to use state intervention. Germany used state-owned development banks to direct credit to key industries. Japan used MITE, its Ministry of International Trade and Industry, to pick winners, subsidize exports, and protect.
That is where you have a society whereby there is structure, there is future projection of how we're going to build a society, not just for now. One of the reason why Africa has refused to develop is that every leadership they're thinking about now, all their actions is immediate response to whatever shit they're dealing with. There is no systematic, structural projection of how to create a better future. No. Oh, Africa, we don't have light. We need money to fix the light, and we're going to need $5 billion to start the infrastructure. That's what you're going to fucking get. And that $5 billion, you're not going to see a fucking penny. What they borrowed the money for, you got to understand something now. You are literally abusing yourself. I've shared this on this live stream many times. America is not in $39 trillion in debt. They are in $107 trillion in debt and still counting. Why? Because they abuse the system. They just borrowing. Borrow. So the collateral of all this borrowing that African countries borrow, what do you think the collateral they're using to borrow those resources, those money? You think the bank is just going to give you money and you just expect they will give you for free without interest? Why do you think most administration in all these African countries, they just want to pay off their debt? Shout out to Burkina Faso, the best president in the world. Yes, you can get mad all you want. I don't give a shit. Yes, Adama Traore is the best president on the planet of this earth. Yes, I said it. I am a Nigerian. I don't need to be a Burkinabe to say it. That is what leadership looks like. Leadership. Selflessness. Not here for some fucking stupid glory because he wants to fly to Beijing or he wants to fly to some stupid all these conferences and all this nonsense. No, you go and check what Burkina Faso is now today. Please, white man, leave him alone. Yeah. Leave him alone. Pause. Go and see what Burkina Faso is today. I've told you guys, I'm telling you, give it another 2 more years. Burkina Faso will be the best African country. It's not even close. That is the projection. The best president on the planet of this earth today is Adama Traore. Me, a Nigerian man. Yes, I said so. Get mad. I would never say any Nigerian president is the best president in the world. Fuck that. Never. Why? Because in less than 4 years, this man has done more than any African president in my entire fucking lifetime. And I'm not 20. In 4 years, one African president has done more than every African president since the day they got independent. Why? Because he understood the concept of leadership. He understood the sincere concept of leadership. That is why the country will be the best country in the planet of Africa. That continent of Africa. Burkina Faso, I'm telling you, 8 years from now, you will struggle to get a visa to go to Burkina Faso. And it's not like they're not trying, because France is trying to destabilize it. And you, Burkina Faso, and other African countries, we shouldn't let this shit happen. Because if you still fool today now, by the systematic approach that they use to give some fucking stupid reasons, if you go online, you will see all kind of different fake news. They're all AI fucking fake news. Oh, yeah, there's humanitarian. I dare one stupid Western media or Western propaganda to come and talk about human rights. I dare anyone. Fucking CNN, NBC, all these I fucking dare any one of you to come and talk about human rights. Go and shove your human right where it fits. Go and shove your human right where the sun doesn't see, your ass doesn't see the sun. Go and shove it there. Because he is leadership. That is the leadership that we need. Not some bureaucracy bullshit. Oh, we have to amend this policy and we have to check. It's gonna take us a couple of months. We need to sign this contract. We need to look at. No, it's action. You go there, what works and what doesn't work. You don't want to do it for me? Okay, how about I do it myself? I'll find some videos to show you. Burkina Faso is improving every day. Burkina Faso President Traore, he is the best president on the planet of this earth. Let me say it again if you don't hear me. Let me say it again. He is the best. You know why? Because in 4 years, this man has done more for his citizens, more than any president has ever done in their fucking lifetime. Go and fact check it. You understand? Go and fact check it. Let's move on.
Industries. South Korea nationalized banks and directed credit to jaebols using export subsidies, trade protection, and infant industry support. Taiwan, it did the same. It used state-owned enterprises and in steel, in petrochemicals, in shipbuilding. It carried out land reform and trade protection until it could compete. Singapore built state-linked corporations in telecommunications, in airlines and ports, and delivered public housing at scale, reaching 90%. Now, these are the same policies that IMF and World Bank call socialism in Africa.
Yeah, and we took it because the thing is that when you don't understand the value of what you have, when somebody knows and understands the value of what you have, they will trade it for you. Huh?
Emotional damage.
Yes. When they know the value of what you have and you go to them to go seek help, what do you think they're going to do? You think they're just going to roll the carpet for you? Someone like me that goes on live stream, and I tell you guys, one more time if you don't know. And you, Mr. Peach and Mrs. Peach, okay? The banking system was created that a particular king, go and Google it, fact check me if I'm lying. A particular king wanted to go to war. War is the reason why banking started. In the uplifting of interest, because the king couldn't pay, then he said, I'll pay you interest. That is what we have, a credit system and interest system in today's modern banking. And tell me, what is one business that seems to always make profit? It doesn't matter what the calamity or the disaster that is going on in this world. The banks. So what do you think you are doing? It's like they say in our village, when you want to eat with the devil, you need to have a long spoon. You've exposed yourself already to the devil. And you think the devil will have mercy on you? No, he's going to squeeze every lemon out of your juice. Or he's going to squeeze every juice out of your lemon. Pause. Then you're complaining, IMF. What do you expect them to do? That is what banking is. Banking is an explorative services. Banking is there to fucking exploit you at the maximum. They don't care. The banking sectors could care less. Even you are a pope. Their objective is to make money. Some of the most soulless, spineless individuals on the planet of this earth, they are bankers. They will sell their own father for money. These are the people that you think you want them to treat and deal with you with integrity. Bitch, please. The banks, they have zero consideration for your humanity. You make money, oh, they do business with you. Even the UK government was finding out recently. If you think I'm lying, go and check BBC News. They will show you there. The banks is there. Better don't increase our interest rate because we're going to leave the UK. That is a bank telling the government of the UK. The UK, the British people in the UK, yeah, the bank told them, if you mess up, we will leave. You think that bank has they have some moral compass for them to decide to treat your government department where you're born? You're fucking exposing yourself to the notorious monster that exists among us. They're like you need them so much that there's nothing you can do. You just have to bend to their will. Because the world works based on the banking system. And if you don't want to do bank, and if you don't want to use their own bank, you wonder why there will be a change in regime somewhere. Then they will find a reason why they'll come and exploit you, destroy your home, bomb you. Then they will create lies. He's against humanity. Oh, he doesn't know anything about human race, justice for humanity. The same people that shout justice for humanity, these are the people that invested trillions of dollars annually into weaponry. Then the same people will come to Africa and tell Africa that, oh, we care about human race. We care, but you're building more bombs every day. You're building more guns every day, and you care about humanity. And then you come with that high moral compass. Oh, because we have to come there to help the people. Go on, fucking help your own brain.
But when Germany, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and Singapore did it, it was called development strategy.
People keep complaining and telling you that the reason African
Yeah, they will say this development strategy because there's always a different kind of name, different kind of acronym they always come up with to justify it. What you can see on the screen right there, ladies and gentlemen, I've talked about this many times, because when they say, everything, they say follow the money, follow the money. They ain't lying when they say follow the money. They say follow the money. They ain't lying when they say follow the money. Every time you follow the money, it always leads to one other thing. This is my deciphering of what I've observed of how the world works and runs. The banks sit on top of the food chain because there is no re-infrastructure or any kind of development without funding. So if you want to do anything now, you can't just build or dig a gold out of your ground. That is only if the person wants to trade with you in gold. Then you can calculate the extent, you can calculate how much the gold is worth to what you want to pay for. There is no development that doesn't require funding. So where do you go to get money to do any kind of funding projects that you have? You need to go to this place. You need to go to the banks. And the banks, they're like Didi. Pause.
Emotional damage.
Banks, they're like Didi. They're going to give you. You're going to come, you're going to take that. Now, bank is ready to let you take it. The interest will be the oil. They'll give it to you straight. Pause. No Didi. The banks they can't wait. They will stick it into you. That interest, you better pay it. Because the banks have the best lawyers on the planet of this earth on their speed dial. Hey, see, Johannesburg is not paying. Please go and squeeze them a little bit. Yeah, put it on the tab. That is how the world works. The world starts with the bank first. So it's not your politician. It's not your legislator. It's your law. Your law is just a tool for the banking system for them to stick it into your ass a little more. They will put lubrication. Pause. No Didi. That's what they're going to do. Then you complain. Until you understand how the world works, we cannot liberate ourselves, because Africans, number one, in the brain, a lot of Africans are cooked up. Because not only they are waiting, they're looking into the sky, waiting for Jesus to come and confirm with them. Or, most especially, they're waiting for a white man to acknowledge it first. I dare any Western country to try and fuck with China. I dare them. Go on. Dare you try China. Go on. Anyone? And including America itself. I dare America to challenge China. I dare them. Go on. They cannot. China went from one of the worst economy on the planet of this earth to the number one economy in the world in 50 years. Oh, they did something very well. It is not perfect, but they did something very well. And my African brothers and sisters, all over the diaspora of any jungle, any village, or any city that you are, we will find more reasons why we can work together, more than to actually use our differences as a tool to fix a lot of our problems. Then you turn around. Oh, the white man, the colonization. Yes. Then what? That should be the start and the end? We have some of the most greediest leadership in the entire fucking world. I use the word greedy, not corrupt. Greedy. Some of these bastards, they've been in leadership since fucking yin yon. Some African leaders, they've been in leadership since forever. These bastards, they want to sleep there and die there. Nuances, new age, new ways. Nah. Then they will tell you that, hey, Christians, go and fight Muslims. Muslims, hey, go and fight Christians. Oh, he's a white man, he's still colonizing us. I don't understand. Where is critical thinking? The constitution that you have that rules your land is a white man constitution. It's like you paying somebody that terrorizes you every day for them to keep terrorizing you. Then you are using their own tool that they used to terrorize it. Now you're using it on yourself every day. Welcome to modern democracy. Because last time I checked a couple of weeks ago, and the United Nations, if you haven't seen it, go and check it. They asked all the countries in the world for them to confirm that slavery was crime against humanity. America voted no. Argentina voted no. Israel voted no. There were countries who 52 countries refused to even vote at all. And these are the people that talks about humanity. They talk about human right. And me for not accepting it. Now I'm loudmouth. Now I'm uneducated. I don't know the nuances. Why does it require a lot of technicalities to do the right thing? Why does it require too much technicalities to do the right thing? Why? Why does it have to jump a lot of hoops and hoops and hoops to do the right thing? Why can't the right thing just be the right thing and just pass it and do it? This is why I said President Traore is the best African president in my entire lifetime. And I'm not even a Burkinabe. This is when leadership comes with action, responsibilities. Not by sitting on the throne, living like a king, having 65 wives and driving the G-Wagon and all this nonsense. No, he's building the country and he's just 40 years old. And you have some presidents who've been African leaders. They've been there for fucking forever. They have all the friends, I'm the friends with Chancellor of Scotland. I'm the friend with the regional in France and Switzerland. We just have to do things the right way and all this. Fuck you, all of you. Fuck all of you. Because you're gonna leave us the same future that you fucking inherit. You're going to leave us the future that you inherit because you didn't even want to make it better. You just want to leave it the way it is. You borrow more money. You go and borrow more money. You will trade our future for today's problem. Let me say it again. The African leadership, the idea mentality, they will trade the future for today's problem. Then tomorrow, we'll repeat the same cycle again. When countries, not even one, if it's one, you see it's an anomaly. When countries who have zero natural resources, they can improve their society in 30 years. And yet, we can't go there and learn how they do it. African man, as usual, our ego will finish us. Our pride, we cannot swallow our pride to go and learn. Yes, you might say one of the people that have the biggest dick in the world. But the one that you need, you don't have biggest brain. None. Poof. I beg, let's move on.
Called socialism in Africa. But when Germany, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and Singapore did it, it was called development strategy.
So, ma'am, I do agree with a lot of things that this mother said. But the thing is that, why are we waiting? What is the need to wait for an approval from them? What? Why? Because they wrote in a piece of paper? Why are we acknowledging people who don't see us as human beings? Why? What is the need? Why can every African government today literally look at every contract they've signed with all these foreign companies and just tear it down? It's a fucking piece of paper they don't even fucking honor. Your sons and daughters in Africa need to queue and line up at the embassy and begging for scraps. Sweden is literally paying people to get out of the country. What are we talking about? We keep looking at them. Yeah, they have their hands. Dude. You can't fucking make this shit up. Why are we honoring a thief? Why? Why do we need to acknowledge any shit they say? Why? People that they will lie with the last breath in their mouth. Why are we honoring them? Why are we giving them the courtesy of humanity when they don't even see us as human beings? Why? Why are we honoring them? I still don't understand it. It's our land. I don't know if I'm making any sense to you if you're watching this really. Like, why are we honoring them? Why? What's the benefit? The people that lack any pure humanity in their souls, why are we honoring them? Why? What for? They don't do anything in fairness. They do business. They have relationship based on leverage. Everything about the Western colonization or Western ideology is filled with leverage. It's not in fairness. Because you got to understand the architect of how money works was because a particular individual wanted to go to war with another place. Imagine if the king wanted to, if you went to borrow money from the richest people in the land because he wanted to build more farm. So which means in the last 400-500 years, when we want to build, when we want to grow and make money, we will do it by doing agriculture. Will be the understanding that when you want to improve a society, you improve by making more food, more healthy food. But the reason why banking sector came into effect in our lives today was because a particular individual wanted to go and forcefully apprehend people against their will to take away their resources. And he's not even going to pay in food. He will pay in interest. That is how the modern banking works. Let's move on.
People keep complaining and telling you that the reason African countries can't develop is because the white people stole the resources. It's a lie. There are 4 resources nobody can steal. Water is one of them. Did you see tanks from Britain taking all your water away? No. Fela sang a song in 1981. Water house, food house. He was complaining about there is water overground. The Niger River goes through Nigeria. No Nigerian can get a cup of water, pure one, from his pipe in his own room. The second one is land. You have vegetative land in Nigeria. If Japan own it, they will feed half of the world with food export. The third one, solar energy. 365 days, we don't get winter, we don't get spring, we don't get autumn. It's there. Have you harvested it? You go build an electric car. When you can't even give people electricity in their homes in Burkina Faso, what are you going to use to charge? So solar, that's the third one. So the fourth one is, of course, manpower resources, okay? From the intellect into physical. They didn't take it away. So all 4 things that help other countries to build themselves, you have it. You have it more than anybody. The Congo has water reserve enough to feed the whole of Central Africa for the next 250 years and not even have a drop. The kids in Congo can't even take a clean shower because of lack of water. Turkana is the northern part of Kenya. It took some foreign guys from Denmark to tap into the aquifer to know that Turkana has over 200 trillion, I don't know even the number, how they measure water, liters in Kenya. But the people of Turkana, every year, their cattle and humans who die. They can't tap the water to feed themselves.
So what do you think the internal issue is?
Now, we have seen clearly that nothing has been taken away. You have everything. So when we are now blaming the colonials for stealing resources, which is a boogeyman we use just to explain, as if we are the only ones who were colonized. If stealing of resources is the reason for colonization, Benin will not be colonized. We have nothing but coconut trees on the beach. Gambia wouldn't be colonized. Fiji Island wouldn't be colonized. Many places, Gambia wouldn't be colonized. It's not for stealing resources. Colonials, they don't steal resources, and they didn't. Everything you discovered now was discovered after colonization. But we use it as a boogeyman. And when we're not talking about resources, the countries don't have resources, they say, oh, it's our leaders, they're corrupt. It's not true. Those leaders you have that you keep saying, where did you employ them from?
I mean, it's worth something to think about. It's worth something to think about. And one of the things that is very difficult is to deconstruct a mind of a black man. Because when a black man has made up his mind, it's going to take some serious level of miracle, a Bible or Quran, to really give him a reason to pause, because there have to be a special force that is more powerful than you. And once you implement that, then you strip them from the ability for them to think for themselves. Now you have a voila. Because you as an African, just think about it for a second. Let's put it aside. Let's say presumption that it wasn't colonization. Okay, then what can we do to improve ourselves? Like you said, those 4 things is the things I still don't understand. Like I said, you are not a resources to the rest of the world. Then why should the world want to use you and compensate you adequately? America and Akabako need to learn to go away from move towards their own. Like you said, this is part of the propaganda that they've put in. Because the thing is that we've been saying this before I was even born until today. We want them off our land. We want them off our land. Okay. If we get them off our land, what infrastructure do we have today for us to build our land? What knowledge do we have? Where do we go to acquire those knowledge? Are we going to allow the right people to do the job? Are we going to compensate them? Are we going to recruit them? Are we going to get the best people to do it? What kind of leadership do we have? Have we tackled the concept of greed? You understand? Yes, I don't agree. I don't disagree with you, Matubi. Yes, it's our land. It's our land. But are we prepared? We are not prepared. We've never been prepared. Africans in general, we are constantly very reactional to everything. We react. We never prepare. And the people that needs to be, the investment that it requires for us to get prepared, it's not there. Because we're busy spending money to fix immediate problem, but we forget the long-term problem that is still eating us every day. There are multitude of ways that we can fix our problems in Africa, but the thing is that there's never been a collective come together. Let me ask you a simple question. All my audience, if you're watching, do you think if Africa collectively said, okay, we want to go and invade Africa, I want to go and invade Europe, do you think that is going to bring the European Council for them to have an emergency meeting? Right? How come we don't do that as Africans? Like I said again, if Africa had the military power, it's not like we can't do it for the lack of the resources that we have. If we have to do it, so ask yourself, if we have to go and invade Europe, do you think there's going to be an emergency conversation with all the European Union countries for them to find a way to tackle it? So they will unite regardless of all their languages. They speak all kind of different languages all over Europe. But for some reason, they work together. Why is that? Like I said at the start of this conversation, we focus so much on our differences. This is why nothing has changed. This is why nothing is improved. This is why we don't do nothing. Because our comprehension is so situated on our differences. You care so much that I'm a Nigerian because you're from Congo. Then understand what skills you have as a Nigerian, what skills you have as a Congolese person for us to come together and put our knowledge. You do things differently as a Congolese. I do something different as a Nigerian. But if we combine our expertise together, we will come up with a solution that will fit and be beneficial to both of us. But an average African person doesn't think that way at all. This is why I said Burkina Faso is the only country in Africa that has good leadership. The only one. The only place. Why? Because there was this one voice. They speak different language too in Burkina Faso, but they have one voice. They have one common goal. That goal supersedes every of their religious beliefs, supersede every of their cultural beliefs, supersede every of a tribalistic belief. They had a goal. The goal was more important than their custom. The goal is more important than their religion. Burkina Faso is a Muslim country, but at the same time, damn it, there's a lot of Christians who live there too. They had one goal. They put all the Quran aside, put all the Bible aside. They had one goal. Let us stop worrying about what the world think about us. Why do we waiting for reaffirmation from the world? Start with me and you. Forget about the world. The world is a reflection of how we see it. And most especially how we see ourselves. I'm telling you, this is not, I've put this into theory. I stood in front of African men. I said, hey, let's start this business. Give me the reason why it's going to work. And give me the reason why it's not going to work. They gave me a reason why, if you do this, it's going to work. We do this, we do that. Now, give me the reason why it's not going to work. Instantaneously, I don't trust you. I don't believe you. We speak different language. You're from this, you're from that. Okay, now, the solution. What would you want for us to do that will make you satisfied enough for you to do business, regardless of our differences? Bro, I don't know. In less than 10 minutes, I swear on my living life, everybody was living one after the other. It left me with one other guy. I said, this is exactly why nothing works. This is why I do my stream. My live stream is a bit different because I want to provoke whatever demon is inside of you for you to open your eyes that the person that doesn't speak your language is not your fucking enemy. It's actually the only person that can elevate you out of the stupid poverty that all your life you've known. Forget about the white man for now. See me first. If you can't see me, you focus so much attention on the white man, you need to see me first. Africans, we can't wait. Then sprinkle Jesus and Muhammad on it. Oh God, it's like frappe on the fire. I said the power within us, but the word wants the eyes to see what's before him. Man, forget about Bible, forget about Quran. This is what I'm saying. See, if you're the first time viewers on my live stream, this is what I would tell my viewers. Listen, when you come to listen to me, I want you to put Bible, Quran, your PhD, your master's degree, your doctorate. I want you to put it aside, wrap it in the bag, and shove it outside. I want you to listen to me, ask me question. Let me ask you question. Let me banter with you from a place of a stupid man or a stupid woman that doesn't have any intelligence at all. But there's only one thing I want you to apply when we have this sort of conversation. I just need you for you to be able to use your critical thinking skills, aka your common sense. Common sense prevails at all time. I am telling you that we have a solution to our problems. The solution is for you to see that my different culture to yours is the solution to our problem. But Africans will reaffirm the reason why it's not going to work first. And that will be the end and all. Because I don't speak your native language. Then ask your question. Yeah, go on. Quickly. Sharp. I have one of my audience wants to ask me a question now. Matubi, what's your question? And let me know what country you're asking the question from too. Please type it there. Like I said, Africans in general, because this has been poisoning our minds so much that, I'm begging you, my African brothers and sisters, please share these videos with people later. It'll be in the comment section, and it will be in the live session on the YouTube channel. Give me the reason why it's not going to work. Africans, when you get to watch this video, give me a reason why we cannot develop. I want to see the reason why. I know the 4 major ones, but I want to hear the reason why it's not going to work. And I want Matube ask your question, because Africans we so. I mean, when I have conversation with people sometimes, I'm just like, this is why nothing has changed. But you see what leadership looks like in Burkina Faso? They want to build road. They went to all these companies. They were billing them. Say, okay, nah, we'll do it ourselves. We'll go and buy the truck. We'll train the people for them to start doing it. Before you know, the country is improved. Before President Traore came, Burkina Faso, they say they have maybe under 4,000 kilometers of good road. But now they're building it almost every year. What has changed? It's called leadership. Huh? Africans' leadership is a misplaced priorities, because one Marasaka will come there, will take as much as they need to take, them will pass on the next responsibility to the next one. Then the cycle continues over and over again. That's why nothing ever changes. Nothing. It is extremely sad, like genuinely extremely sad.
You see, Britain built its empire only when propertied men could vote. America industrialized on slave labor. France colonized half of Africa under dictatorships. Not a single wealthy country developed under true democracy. Not one. Yet the IMF and World Bank demand African countries follow rules the West never followed. So why do they insist on this? Because it's not about democracy. It's about control. Control of Africa's resources, Africa's policies, and Africa's sovereignty. People, I'm about to show the evidence they don't want you to see.
And the thing is that we talk a lot about we want to be independent, that we've never been independent because of colonization. Yes, it is, because the thing is that one of the most foolish knowledge that I acquired recently is that just ask. We said it, we use the word system. Go and see what is the definition of the word system. System is designed for it to function the way it's been designed to do so. All the African countries who were colonized, who got independent, they had to go by the system of the colonized country. The colonizer would give them, okay, we're living, but this is the system. Because you need to agree for us to leave your land. Then you sign a deal. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is no bullshit. I've said it many times, and I'm going to tell it again. This is the most dangerous weapon. The most dangerous weapon we've ever created is this. This. You sign this deal, you're cooked. This is what is holding the world together. A paper and a pen. Because you just require one guy to say, fuck that, this deal is not fair. I'm not doing this deal. Then that guy is uncivilized. Think about it for a second. Please, when you listen to me, I know some of you are way more educated than me. You have honorable, Mr. Honorable, you have your complete, your physiophysicist, your whatever certificate you have on your wall. I could give a flying toss. The Western society built all their wealth not from a place of fairness. It was from a place of leverage. They invested trillions of dollars in seeking and finding leverage. So when they have leverage over you, then they can exploit you. That is always been the game. The Western society built all their wealth from understanding the concept of exploitation. And they do that. One of the number one tool that I later found out they find leverage at all time. That is why the bank will always give you at 10% interest. Because the bank will always have the leverage. No company wants to buy shares, sell shares for you. You have to forgive something. And what is upon it? The piece and paper. You signed it. This is what is holding the world together. Because any guy that says, damn it, man, this deal is not fair, then you are uncivilized. And the justification. If I'm lying, please put it in the comment section if you think I'm lying. The entire world is run on leverage system. It's a leverage game constantly. Banks are looking for leverage. Politicians are looking for leverage. The schools are looking for leverage. Everyone is looking for leverage every time, because you can only leverage that it puts you in the position of power. If you don't have the resources for you to put yourself in the place of power, now you are the mercy of whoever wants to let you to do it. This is why sometimes you can only work 9 hours a day. You think they don't want to make you work 11 hours a day? They want to, but they understand, 9 hours is enough, because they need to sleep and come back and do the same thing again 8 hours later. This is the thing. This is no disrespect to my Caucasian brothers and sisters or anything like that, but the system was designed for exploitation. I'll say again one more time for those who are just watching, viewing. The banking system was created because a particular king, innate, you know what I mean. The king is from UK, innate. He wanted to go to war, and he didn't have money with his treasuries. And he said, where are all the rich motherfuckers in this village? He said, I want to go to war. I didn't have money. And he said, we don't know. We don't have money for you. Then the king said, listen, I'll pay you in interest. What is interest? I won't pay you, but every year I'll be giving you money so I can pay you a lifetime. That is the foundation of modern banking. If you think I'm lying, go and Google it. If you think I'm lying, go on information, compare it. That is the modern day slavery started. The Dutch did it. The Portuguese did it. The Spanish did it. The UK did it. The America took over. It's the same format, the same playbook. I want your land. One of the most sadistic shit on the planet of this earth is for you to come to my aid. When you come to my aid, you didn't come to my aid. You come to research and observe. Then you found something. Then now you are at the place of leverage. Then you now go to me and say, hey, listen, man, I came here to help you, but I found that you have some of these things. You know what was going to happen is that, let me do you a favor. How can you come to my land and my own land? You found something. Now you want to do me a favor. And when you want to do me a favor, then I'm now at your mercy, because you are the one that found it. And you know the value of that thing. So now you are doing me a favor, even though it's in my own home. That is what the concept of leverage is. I like to break things down like a primary school student. So your whole life is formulated from leverage. Why you can't put food on the table? Why you can't fuck your wife? Why you don't have more mistresses? Is because your life was orchestrated from a place of leverage, not from the place of fairness. Like I said, if the king decided that I want to build more farms and I need money from the merchants, and I'll pay in interest with every profit we made annually. So the world people will tend to make more money by doing agriculture, not by going to war. Because ladies and gentlemen, as you don't know, it started again. Let me quickly meet this one. Let me show you guys. This is I'm not even going to call it the latest. Let me show you. This is the so-called civilized society. Modern civilization. We're very, very civilized. A couple of days ago, I was telling you, I said, President Trump went to go and see Xi Jinping. Look at that. Dozens were unalived in Lebanon as Israel intensifies strikes. There you go. I literally told you. And they wear suits around. They jump from places to places. You see the proof? The proof is in the Putin. Putin is in the proof, like they say it. Look at that. Iran condemned strikes. You see that? Iran condemns strikes as a gross violation of ceasefire. But these are the same people that tell you that they do things in diplomacy. We are very civilized and educated. So these are the same people you want me to believe that they have the best interest in heart. So they violate their own words. Look at that. This is 14 hours ago. So the street of Hormuz is not Hormuz anymore. Now they're back again. Kaboom, kaboom. And yet there's over 800, almost over 1 million homeless people in America. But they have money for war. But they cannot feed the poor. Huh? This is the civilized society that you're telling me that we live in? These marasokas? Look at that. Iran said US has committed a gross violation. Iran says US has committed a gross violation of ceasefire with a new airstrike it launches on the country. And they're telling you that we signed a new deal. I'm just showing you proof. These are the people that Africans are waiting to get permission from. Because you want them to honor you. Really? Look at that. 3 killed and dozen injured in Israel strike Gaza City. Look at that. These are the people that you want to believe. Really? And you're looking for words of affirmation from them. For them to just release you like you're a prisoner. No, you're a prisoner here first. Let's get back to the thing.
Wake up, Africa. God will not do anything for us. Even when we need rubber bowl, toothpick, even common tissue paper, unless we import it from China. Go and see how many churches we have in China. Nigerians and Ghanaians and South Africans, we pray more than the Chinese. But when we need simple things like toothpick, rubber bowls, washing machine, refrigerator, we import them from China. The black man is not contributing anything to their human race except entertainment, football, singing, finish. Wake up, Africa. Wake up. We are not here condemning anybody's belief system. The belief in God doesn't mean be stupid. The belief in God should rather make you wise.
No, I concur everything that he said. I'm saying exactly the same thing right now. And this is why I need you to subscribe on this channel. Please watch, get it monetized so the algorithm can push it to people that really need to listen. All right, please support. All right. I spend a lot of time, effort, not only by doing research to find videos, but actually find really, really important article like we discussed a couple of days ago. Why some men are still allowing men to marry kids, even in Africa. So push it. So it's not a spectrum of white or black. For me, I'm all about humanity. Because as much as we say we're still going to need a white man, we're going to need an Asian man, we need a Middle Eastern man, we need each other. But the thing is that we live in a society, in a world whereby what's orchestrated for us to always see each other as villains. Because there's so much unhealed trauma, wound, situation that's transpired for over 2,000 years. That is how far I took my knowledge to. My knowledge is 2,000 years old of knowledge. And it's very simple. It's a poor man's knowledge. Simplified version. Because I broke it down to see the outcome of every decade. Every 100 years, you can see the outcome of the things that transpire. That is enough data for me. I don't need to know the Zanzibar of Zanzibar. No, I need to see what did you do. I'm a practical, intelligent individual. I'll observe what outcome has transpired from this situation. 2,000 years of data is what I have, what I know. And it shows me the same pattern. It hasn't changed till today. Africans are the only people that will wait for Jesus Christ to tell them before they sleep with their wife.
Let's take a look at this video. of Burkina Faso.
The roads Ibrahim Traoré is building every single year are longer, far longer, than everything the French managed to build in 50 years in Burkina Faso. The results speak for themselves. Smooth, wide, modern roads. Highways that look just like what you'd expect in fully developed nations. But here's the part that truly blows people away. All of this is being built without the outrageous costs that usually come with foreign contractors across Africa. Contracts that often fail to deliver the results people expected. Instead, everything you're seeing in Burkina Faso is being built by Burkinabe themselves. From the president personally operating this massive road machine, to ordinary citizens manufacturing pavement blocks used for the roads. Even young children are participating, and the soldiers are out there too, adding their contribution. Even the mothers of the country haven't been left behind. Just watch this woman pushing a wheelbarrow filled with sand, part of her support for the national effort.
Le Burkina Faso, c'est nous. Aujourd'hui, c'est à nous de le construire. Pour notre pays, je m'engage à aider ma patrie.
Can't build modern roads without cement. This elderly woman, well into her 80s, heard about her country's mission to rebuild itself on television, and she refused to just sit and watch. Despite her age and her limited means, but with a heart full of patriotism, she sacrificed 2 bags of cement from her own savings. Her son helped her load them into the car. You can see it right here. And then she explains it in her own words.
I liked the initiative. That's why I made my contribution. I'm really happy to be here and to contribute. For those who haven't yet made their contribution, they should hurry and come give.
My friends, this spirit, this level of citizens building their own nation with their own hands, is something incredibly rare in the world today. This is genuine nation building carried out by the people themselves, showing the deep love they have for their country and for the leader guiding them.
Now, just in case you don't know, for context sake, Burkina Faso is an African country and they've been underdeveloped for the last 50 years. And as around 2022, a young man, Ibrahim Traoré, a military man, he stood up, took over the country, and now he's leading the country to greatness. And one thing he has...
And that's the thing. I'm telling you, you think I'm bullshitting? You better go get your passport now, because very soon you won't be able to go to Burkina Faso. I can foresee this like a light bulb. Burkina Faso will be the best country in Africa because the leadership there will be fucking amazing. Amazing. You talking about when people are ready to build, the selflessness that it requires to build. It is unbelievable. A white man is not going to build Africa for you. IMF Bank, they are going to exploit you. That is what they are designed for. Let me tell you again, the banking system, they don't give you shit. They are interest driven. Banks are interest driven. So the decision is for them to see how much interest is going to benefit them. Think. It is not illegal to think. Thinking is not illegal.
Thinking of someone like Ibrahim Traoré, you know what makes him so fascinating and what I like about him is that it's not even the physical things he's doing, like building roads and reinforcing the schools and all that. It's that he's philosophically able to name the problems we are in as Africa, and he's able to say, because of these problems where Africa is, these are the decisions we are making. Kenyans cannot do that. Kenyans will go to policy papers, they'll go to UN reports, they'll go to World Bank reports, they'll quote these reports all over and then say the way to fix healthcare is to implement the World Bank recommendation of how many doctors to how many patients. I mean, this is Kenya's problem. We are still looking for answers in the global hegemon that is collapsing. And we are thinking that our problem is an implementation problem, when it's a thought problem. We just don't have the philosophical basis for building institutions. I don't know how Kenyans can hear this, because my sense is that we are scared of knowledge. And if you start telling Kenyans to do the reading, they'll say, oh, but how will that solve Mama Mboga's problems? But you see, even this idea that development is about solving Mama Mboga's problems is from the West. It's from ILO, it's from World Bank, those are the people who keep telling us, oh no, don't think about the big picture, think about Mama Mboga. What is she doing? But you see, Mama Mboga is operating in a system. We have to think of that system, and we have to think of the philosophical reasons underlying that system. And Kenyans don't want to do that work, and the few who do, we get gaslighted, we get mocked, we get insulted. So to me, I think Kenyans have to just decide, do we want to think and build and work, or do we want to wait for the West to help us? And I think the answer for many Kenyans is that we are still waiting for the West to help us. We'll keep digging into their books, their policy statements. We'll keep going to OECD reports. And the problem is implementation. So let's implement properly what these reports are saying. That's not where the problem is. But I don't know. Kenya's curse is to have a huge Western educated middle class. So those voices are so many. They are the ones who are pushing that agenda.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been saying exactly the same thing. Literally, par for par, word for word, what I've been saying. You see, let me break it down to a poor man English understanding and comprehension for you. Think about this for a second. You go and extract information from IMF, all these World Banks and all these foreign organizations. So I am sick at home. I have fever, maybe malaria. Then I go to Mr. Peach to tell me the solution to what I'm feeling. Because why? Number one, because it's either I believe and I respect the opinion of Mr. Peach to give me the antidote to fix a problem that he doesn't experience. We'll go and seek external validation, authority, confirmation on how to fix our own problem that they've never experienced. They don't even know what it looks like. In fact, they are the architect of the situation that we're facing. But instead of us to look within ourselves as Africans to identify our problem and come up with solution that fits an African, not from text and all this what Excel bullshit that they give it to you and they package it for you, then you spend another 500 billion on it. Then they'll hold you for another 60, 70 years and you're still paying for it. What the fuck is this? Like the thinking skills that it requires for you to have people to really open your fucking mind, Africans. Open your mind. Why is it so difficult to open our minds? Why? Why is it so fucking difficult? I don't get it.
For Africa to develop.
All right, now this is the man of the hour. I had to let you wait. Now, I'm going to show you. This is the man, the myth, the legend. Dangote. Yeah, let him talk.
Some of us must take that risk in terms of opening up Africa. How do we open up Africa? We will open Africa by demonstrating that we believe in Africa, by investing our money in Africa. Because if I don't invest my own money, I can never go to any conference and convince people that Africa is a good place to come and invest. Yeah. But right now, I have a voice. Yeah. Right now, I have a mouth to say, hey, come and invest in Africa, because I have demonstrated that, look, these things, they are possible. I feel much more satisfied as a human being to now take my continent out of trouble. How do I take my continent out of trouble? Because we cannot continue. Every day we import food, we import whatever that we consume. Okay, so we decided that, look, the best thing that for us to do is to look at what are the needs of Africa. And the needs of Africa is petroleum products, fertilizers. You know, today Actually, we are going to be about 2.5 years. We'll be the largest fertilizer company in the world. We are putting up 12 million tons of urea. We are opening up a mines of potash and phosphate in Congo, Brazil. We are now going into power 20,000 megawatts. We are building the biggest deep sea port of 18 meters draft. We are doing LNG. So why? Because we have now actually free up our assets and we can actually raise more money. Our cash flow now is very, very strong. But what do we want to do with all this money? What we are trying to do is to now say, okay, fine, how can African countries and Africans most especially benefit from this? Our own mission in Dangote is to look at critical needs of Africa and make sure that yes, we make those critical areas a reality. Because if you don't do that, it's just like now, you look at it, how can we in Africa be exporting 80% of the cocoa of the world? Every single cocoa is being shipped in beans. Simple, you process it. How much would it cost? And if you keep waiting for foreign investors are very smart. They are not going to come. They will only come when they see our own commitment.
Voice of Africa by Africans.
Thank you. Shout out to Voices of Africa. Please give them a subscribe, give them a follow on TikTok. All right. Yeah, I had to leave the last one for the last one. Yeah, that's Dangote for you, the richest man in Africa. I know he's not Elon Musk, he's not Zach Zuckerberg, whatever you call him. But the bottom line is that I'm going to keep emphasizing this because we want to fix Africa. Don't wait for the Mr. Pitch and the IMF for them to come and save you. You have to save you. You understand? You don't need to be a billionaire to fix African. You must be interested in the whole perspective in the first place. So go number one. Go and fix your brain. Because a lot of people, a lot of Africans, the white hope. Oh, we're waiting for the white hope so much. The white hope. We believe in the white hope. Oh, because they have the structure to design it. Yeah, I don't think so. My brain is not stolen. My brain is very awoke. You understand? I'm not scared. Like, this whole thing, if you talk about it, is a lie. They're gonna, what? I'm just one of millions of people that's gonna come after me. Because there's gonna be evolution of a lot of people start understanding that your mindset needs to completely change. We have to have a mindset change. So please, just do me a favor, share this live stream with somebody that you know as an African. Let them listen to it. I'm an African man first. Don't get it twisted. I'm an African man first. And if that really hurts you, makes you feel uncomfortable, you can kiss my black ass. I don't give a flying toss. I don't care. I genuinely don't care what you think. I don't. Because I live so-called in this Western environment and I see things every day. I could show you all kind of texts. They will say this, but they will do that. They will do that, but they will say this. That's how there's never, I'm telling you, there's no sincerity, authenticity, nothing. That is why they say you shouldn't believe everything. You got to understand, the world today believe in law more than you believe in a man. Let me say it again. The world is telling you to believe in the law more than you believe in a man. But when a man commits a crime, the law will let him get away with it. Let me say it again. The world will tell you to believe in the law more than you believe a man. But when a man commits a crime, the law will let him go. There is a lot of justification and lubrication. Pause. There is a lot of adjustment from the same law will let him get away with the same crime. Because they have convinced you that it's better for you to respect the law rather for you to treat people with authenticity, sincerity, have moral compass than you to believe in the law. Question that for a second. When do we stop questioning things? You've lived all your life. You've been told that you shouldn't trust anyone. You shouldn't believe anyone. But you just know that the law is what you should believe. That same law, because it needs to be implemented. You can write all the law you want. You can have all the piece of paper you want. When people commit crime, it's the same law that will set them free. The same law has all kind of fucking loopholes to justify horrific behavior that has happened to people since time. That's why I said the most dangerous object that's ever created, this is it. It's a pen and a Bible and a book. Because once you sign it, that's it. You're cooked. Take that for data. If you watch NBA, you will understand what I mean by that. Look, like I would say, thank you for listening to my yap this afternoon or this morning, this evening, wherever you're watching. Please subscribe, comment, let me know. Africans. Question of the day today. I think I need to start a segment now. Question of the day. Question of the day. Africans. Give me a reason why we cannot work together. That's it. Africans, if you watch this, give me a reason why we cannot work together. And I'll read all the comment section. I'm going to respond to it, I promise. Give me a reason why we're not going to work together. I want to know. Like I always say, thank you. All the subscribers, those who subscribe, thank you. Mucho gracias. Gracias muchos, muchos, muchos. Thank you. All the ones that comment, thank you. Matubi, right there. Shout out to you. Thank you. Thank you. Mucho gracias. Gracias muchos. I'll see it again soon another time. Like I always say, thinking is not illegal. Wait. Thinking is not illegal, but you can pay me so I can think for you.